Hi, I'm Tony with Timeless Cottage Gifts, and I'm going to show you how I painted the Dollar Tree jack-o'-lantern. They're all kind of different, but they're all basically the same. The color that I kind of like the best is Canyon Orange. You can use whatever orange you like, but the Canyon Orange, to me, I just like that one. So what I did was I took the Deco Art multi-purpose sealer, but you could use the Hobby Lobby sealer. I didn't have any more, so I used this one. Mix it 1-to-1 ratio and base coat or seal it, then base coat it twice with the Canyon Orange, and then you should come out with something like this. Then I drew a pumpkin. I drew a jack-o'-lantern, and I traced it onto vellum. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this white graphite paper and a stylus, and I'm going to trace on my stem just so I can get the points to it. So it's right there, and then I'm going to take some burnt umber and I'm going to base coat the stem with the burnt umber. And I'm going to use the 1/4 inch angle brush simply because the point gets down very nicely into the points without having to struggle. So you just take it down like that and it'll make a nice point for you. And right here. And then just brush it. This point isn't too great. I could mess with it and make it better, but it doesn't matter that much. So now, when this dries, I am going to take a color pencil, but I'm going to take a white color pencil, and I'm going to see this point here. I'm going to take it down to the eye, through the eye, and down, so kind of making a circle or a half circle like for the segment. And you can do it with this one as well. And it goes around, and then take it down and around again. Right here, right here, here, and here, and wherever you want. Let me get a better one. Well, this one I didn't do the center. This one I didn't do the center, but this one I did a center. And this one, oops, I did a center as well. I like the way it looks with the center, but we don't have to do that. Just a few segments is fine. It's quicker without it. And now I'm going to take, I'm going to do the shading. So my shading color is going to be burnt orange in the Americana. And I'm going to decide where my light source is. And I'm going to say smack dab in the middle. So on the left side, I'm going to shade to the left of the lines. And on the right, I'm going to shade to the right of the lines. If you want to do right down the middle, just choose a side and have shading and highlighting. So I'm going to dip my toe of the brush. I don't know why I went in there. Okay, try again. Dip the toe of my brush and my burnt orange. Then I'm going to take my palette paper, and this is what that is. I've just got this from Hobby Lobby. I don't have a Michaels near me. It's paper palette, and it comes in sheets. You could use wax paper. You could use your plate. If you have a styrofoam plate, you can use that. And you know what? I'm going to do like that. So to the right, and then right here. Again. What I'm dipping it in my water, dabbing it on my paper towel, taking the toe, putting it in the puddle of paint. If there's too much water, I pinch it off to make a gradient of color. So there shouldn't be any color on the end of on the heel of your brush, just on the toe. And then I kind of turn it when I get to a spot that doesn't run off the side. Off this side you can keep it straight, but see how it ends here? You take it and then you kind of turn it to make it just end. Let me do it better on this side because I didn't do it so well here. I start out here and then you can gradually turn it. Start out here, oops, start here and turn it onto the point. Now I'm going to take my Saffron Yellow and I'm going to highlight it. You highlight it. You can start out from the edge and work up to the line. Make sure you get enough water on your brush because that'll make a difference in your float. I'm novice painter, so my floats aren't all that great, but they do get better as I work on projects. Just make sure you have water. But not too much. Oh dear. Okay. Here's another one, another tuck. And now I'm going to deepen the shade a little bit more of the burnt orange. Okay, and I'm going to do another coat on the stem. I'm going to take my Saffron Yellow with my water on the brush and go right under his eyes. Right under his nose. And maybe like a little bit here. I'm going to take the burnt orange again and go under the stem. One more time. Go on the inside of his eyes right here with the burnt orange. Okay, let me dry him. Let's deepen the shading with some burnt sienna. Burnt sienna. This isn't necessary. If you feel like you're good right now, you can quit. You can splatter him too. I've done the splatters. Some people like the splatters a lot. So right here, you know what, the burnt sienna, I'm going to go under here. And let's see, let's dry him up. Now I'm going to take a soft bristled, it's got paint in it right now, but this is a Chris Haughey Spectacular Stencil, and it's her number 3. And I like it because the bristles are soft. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to go into my Saffron Yellow, and I'm going to get as much off as, you know, quite a bit off, almost all of it. And then I'm going to lightly highlight right here, right in the center. Right here, right in the middle of the segments. Right here. I'm doing kind of a twirl, circle motion. Circle motion. To highlight it. And then I'll take a little bit of the Buttermilk. And do the same thing. I don't have to clean my brush. Take almost all of it out. And then very lightly circles. Like very lightly. Like barely touching. So what I have is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to matte spray this. You can mess around with your stem. I'm not going to worry about the stem too much. I'm just going to keep it like brown. You could take some, put some ridges in it with a liner brush, or with your, with this brush, you can, you know, run. This is wet. Make sure it's not wet. And you can, you know, make a little bit of a stem. Okay, now that he's done, I've got a few more here that I strung up to some grosgrain ribbon, because I'm going to put this around my tiered tray. So let me show you how I did that. I have this black cardstock. It's black core. It's very heavy duty. And what I would do is, let me go on this so I don't waste too much of it. And you trace around it with a white pencil. Not the stem. And then I would go in a little bit. Not so much on the top because it's really thin up here, and you want to get these two lines. And you can go like down here, and then keep it close again to the top, and over here. And I would cut around. That should be about the same size. And that way, cut it out, and you'll get something like this. And what I do is I'll take my piece. It's right here. I believe this is the one we made. I painted. I have so many. Okay, now, when you're going to glue it, okay, now you take the glue. Don't do the stem. Go around here. And make sure you get it where it's covering those holes. Every single one of them right here. And that's what it will look like. And this art glitter glue dries quickly. Now, to glue the other side, you're not going to just go glue on this. You have to do the very same thing. Oh, I wanted to show you that. I'll show you that in a minute. Let me do this side. Oh, and this time you get the stem. and match it up. And if you feel like you have any glue in there, I use a tiny little paintbrush and go in there and get it all out as best as I can. Then I wash my paintbrush. You don't want glue sticking on it. And then there he is. What you can also do, if you don't want to do what I'm doing, is I painted a Dollar Tree frame. And I actually took off the string and I painted the beads. But I painted the frame and stenciled it, and I took one of the pumpkins or the jack-o'-lanterns, and you can do one just yellow and just make it like a highlight in the back, and then you can act like it's a frame. And that's all there was to that. And then you're gonna take this one more time, glue it. That's my last one. And what I did is I got grosgrain ribbon and I measured my tier tray with, let me see, I measured my tier tray with the grosgrain ribbon to see where it was. And I took some Velcro and sewed it on. You could actually glue this too. You don't have to sew it. I sewed each pumpkin on too. Because I don't know if I'm going to do anything else with them, but they're front and back. So if I want to do something else other than a tiered tray, they're ready to go. And so what you do is you measure it and give it a little bit overlap, and then take the Velcro and you can stick it on the tiered tray. Okay, now it's on the tiered tray. You can see they're on the ribbon. They're sewed onto the ribbon and they're going all the way around the tray. Thank you so much for watching.